You ever find yourself in the middle of a story so wild, so downright absurd that you actually stop and wonder, am I on a hidden camera show? Because let me tell you, that's exactly how I felt the morning a soccer ball set off a chain reaction that ended with federal agents raiding my neighbor's house. Yeah, you heard me right. A soccer ball. Who knew suburban living could get this spicy? So picture this. I'd only been in the neighborhood about 3 months still. The new guy with the moving boxes in the garage and my GPS set to home. It's one of those copy-paste communities, identical lawns, mailboxes, and military formation, ruled by the iron clipboard of the Homeowners Association. I knew what I was getting into, or I thought I did. I figured, hey, keep your head down, pay your dues, don't let your grass get too ambitious, and you'll coast right through. Famous last words, right? Turns out 2 doors down from me lived the president of the HOA. Let's just call her the Queen Bee. Imagine someone whose default facial expression is like she just sucked a lemon. Bleach blonde ponytail, pastel tracksuit, always clutching a clipboard like she's running basic training. From the jump, she watched me like a hawk. She'd clock how long my trash can sat curbside stare from behind her curtains while I wrestled groceries inside. I tried to ignore her truly. I just wanted to exist quiet, unremarkable. But then came the knock. You know the one. Not a polite hi welcome to the neighborhood, but an FBI-style pounding that shakes your foundation. I was on a work call just settling in when she started trying to beat down my door at 9 a.m. I cracked it, chain still on, and before I could even offer a good morning, she let loose. You need to keep your filthy mouth off my children's names and stop corrupting this neighborhood with your lifestyle. Yeah, that happened. I just stood there, mouth probably wide open. I mean, what children, what lifestyle? I'd spoken maybe 10 words to anybody since I moved in. Turns out the day before, little Timmy from next door had lost his soccer ball. I picked it up, handed it to him, told him to have a good day. That was it. 10 seconds of small talk, and suddenly in her mind, I was a corrupting force. She pointed right in my face, practically vibrating with rage, spitting out, "You people come in here thinking you can do whatever you want." The subtext was so thick you could cut it with a butter knife. No sugarcoating. It was ugly, it was blatant, and it was aimed right at me. Finally, I managed to say, "Ma'am, I handed your neighbor's son his soccer ball, that's all." She doubled down, called me a predator, swore she was protecting the innocence of the neighborhood. That's when something inside me just flipped off. No more shock, just cold, hard resolve. "You need to get off my property," I told her, calm as could be. For a split second, she was stunned I didn't crumble. Then she spun around, stomped down my path, and I kid you not, mule-kicked my white picket fence until the vinyl snapped like dry spaghetti. And if that wasn't enough, she hopped in her oversized SUV, floored it in reverse, and wiped out the rest of my fence in a hail of squealing tires and white plastic shrapnel. Then she was gone, roaring down the street like a villain in a cartoon. I just stood there, heart pounding, staring at what used to be my peaceful front yard. War had been declared. I did what any good engineer would do. I documented everything. Pictures of the wrecked fence, tire tracks, footprints. My neighbor Timmy's dad, a soft-spoken nurse, came over and offered to send me footage from his Ring camera. He'd heard the whole thing. "She's done this to us too," he whispered. "Hoses not coiled, right? You name it. If you need a witness, I'm here." Cops showed up after about an hour, clearly annoyed to be dealing with neighborhood drama. I tried to explain, yes, the fence, but also the satellite dish in my side yard that had been beaten to bits with a sledgehammer. Not just any dish either. This was a federal emergency communications link. My job is to keep one of the NARA nodes up for the government. When disasters hit, that thing keeps FEMA and first responders talking. Now it was scrap metal. I told the cops. They looked at me like I was speaking Klingon. "Buddy, it's a dish. File a report. Take her to small claims if you want." And that's how it goes, isn't it? The bully screams the loudest, so folks treat her like the victim. She even left a violation notice in my mailbox, backdated, of course, saying my unauthorized structure was a blight on the community. She was setting the paper trail, prepping her defense. It was Machiavellian, really. But she didn't count on the federal angle. I called Frank my supervisor, ex-Marine, no nonsense. Frank the unit's toast. Sledgehammer job. There was a long, cold silence. Then send me photos, full report. Don't talk to local cops. Don't talk to her. Refer everything to NARA Legal. This is federal now. She's looking at 10 years under Title 18. Suddenly, my little HOA dust-up was a felony case. Next morning, 2 agents showed up in an unmarked van. Mike and Dave, classic government guys. They bagged and tagged everything, took soil samples, even found the hammer marks and footprints. Queen Bee waddled over, tried to pull rank with her HOA badge. Mike looked her dead in the eye. "Ma'am, we're federal agents investigating destruction of government property. Your rules don't apply." I swear she nearly fainted right there. Scuttled back home like a cockroach in daylight. Meanwhile, my lawyer, Mr. Gable, a shark in a suit, took my case. Civil suit for damages and defamation, plus we went straight to the DA for criminal vandalism. But the real fun was the federal side. Once the story spread, ring cam audio, neighbor witnesses, and a steady drip of old grievances from other homeowners, the entire street turned on her. People she'd bullied for years started lawyering up. The HOA board fell apart, the management company bailed, and the rumor mill turned the other direction. Then the feds raided her house, found the sledgehammer matched the paint and plastic from my dish, nailed her with physical evidence. She got arrested, husband too, for trying to intimidate me into dropping charges, caught on tape. It was beautiful. Even the local news picked up the story, HOA president arrested on federal charges. Her world collapsed overnight. The neighbors started recalling the whole board, found out she'd embezzled HOA funds for landscaping and private investigators $70,000 over 10 years. The empire was toast. Her husband's car business went up in smoke after his mugshot made the paper. No more billboards with the perfect family, just legal bills and canceled contracts. The neighborhood for the first time in a decade could breathe. She pled guilty, real prison time, 2 years, and barred from ever holding an HOA position again. The money from my civil suit and others stacked up. The insurance caved. My fence landscaping and emotional distress paid in full. Oak Tree family got restitution. Deck family got a brand new, bigger deck. The new HOA board threw out half the ridiculous rules, potlucks and gardens replaced hose coiling standards. A year later, I got a letter. It was from her, written from prison. She apologized, said she built a kingdom because it was the only place she felt powerful, that she targeted me because I didn't fit, admitted to racism, regret, and shame. Was it sincere? Who knows? I never wrote back. Didn't need to. Her story was over, mine was moving on. These days, my dish is back up, upgraded, armored security cameras everywhere. My job still matters. Sometimes during storms, I'm the link that helps rescue teams get through. The neighborhood is alive again. Folks actually talk, plant flowers, let their kids play outside. I'm not invisible. I'm the guy who stood up, who made noise when it mattered. And in the end, all it took was a soccer ball offense and the courage to say enough. So what do you think? When power goes unchecked, can any of us really stay silent? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's hear your take on justice, on standing up, on how a simple act can turn the tide for a whole community. And if you've got a wild HOA story, come on, don't hold back. I bet this place isn't the only one with secrets just waiting to be set free.